Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Such a pleasure to be here with you this evening. Only 11 minutes after the published time. I don't know if we're getting earlier or later or what, whichever way. I am here now. I do feel a little bit grubby. Just come back from my second stint in the gym this evening. The gym is actually quite nice for raising vibration, for feeling good about oneself, for just chilling, reading a book whilst messing about on the cross trainer. I'm not a crazy fitness person, but I definitely enjoy being on the cross trainer and just reading my book. You know, I'm a home educating mother of three and a business owner and all of this stuff. So sitting in the gym or standing in the gym or cross training in the gym is actually quite fun. So I spend a good portion of, that's a good portion of the week doing that. So yes, here I am. I feel a little bit grubby, but I thought, you know what? We're already 11 minutes late. Let's just get going with this thing. So we're talking about getting clients online and growing your business to six figures using $5 to $10 a day of Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising, I guess. So I'm going to talk you through a strategy that I've used that you can use too. Okay. Now, the way this whole thing works, let me tell you this now. It is, if you haven't made the decision to win in your business, then don't bother starting using advertising. If you haven't made that internal decision, and I talked about decisions earlier in a live stream I did earlier on the page, if you haven't made that internal decision that you will never stop until you hit your income target, then don't bother using advertising. Because if there's something in the back of your head that is going to tell you, oh, you know, we'll give this a go for a little bit, and then if not, doesn't work, well, we'll try something else, or we'll give up, at least we tried. Forget it. Just forget it. Don't even bother starting, okay? Don't even bother starting. This is for people. This masterclass, it is for those who have made a commitment inside of themselves that they are going to live in their purpose and they're going to make money doing so. And so if you want strategies that will help you do that, then this is the right place for you. If you are just looking to create a hobby and feel as if you're living in your purpose and and oh, you know, I'm living in my purpose, so you know the divine is going to come and do everything for me and no, just keep playing around, don't listen to what I'm saying. I know I'm being a little bit cheeky, but it's true, okay? Because yeah, you know what, advertising when you've never done it before can be nerve-wracking. Spending $5 to $10, even though it's $5 to $10, for some that's a lot, for some it's like almost nothing. It is still $5 to $10 that will compound, that will continue to add on, that you want to ensure that one, there is the commitment inside of you that you're going to get that money back. You are going to multiply your investment. There needs to be that commitment inside of you. But you also want to make sure that if you're doing this, you're not coming at it like a hobby. You're not just coming at it like a lot of spiritual people do. They kind of have this hobby attitude to building a business, and sometimes consistent, sometimes not. After all, it's their purpose. And listen, I like to tell clients, and I'll tell you too, and I say this all the time, purpose alone does not pay the bills, okay? Yes, and we're so privileged that we get to live in our purpose and make a lot of money whilst doing so. That doesn't give us an out. It doesn't give us an excuse not to take ourselves seriously or take our businesses seriously. And I don't say this to everyone, okay? And I know that for a lot of you listening into me, you may take your business very seriously, and you may even have been trying very hard and it hasn't quite worked out in the way you want to. Well, I would say to you that there's some kind of blind spot going on, and you need to handle that instead of just continually doing the same stuff over and over and over again and wondering why nothing works. And I would say to you, yeah, come onto my mailing list. Actually get onto my mailing list. So get a copy of the Get Paid to Transform Lives book, which on Instagram, you can go over to the link in my bio and you can get over to that. If it's on Facebook, in fact, on both of you, you can message me or comment the word biz and we'll get the link over to you so you can get onto the mailing list and you start to hear about the different things that I do that will support you in understanding, getting rid of any blocks that are in your way. Because sometimes the issue isn't that you're not taking the physical action. It is simply that there are internal blocks inside of you that need to be handled, in which case, yeah, you'll hear about the program that I do around that. Or maybe you're not actually applying a workable strategy. Because I've spoken to a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs, and sometimes you do not have a business that is capable of making six figures. So you're working very hard to get nowhere because there's just no structure in place to actually take on the growth you're looking to take on. But anyway, that's just for those who are trying and it's not quite getting anywhere. Then notice, come on, that there must be some kind of block or something going on. So you need to, if you can't see it, get support so that you're helped to see it, right? So as I say, get a copy of the book, comment the word biz, we'll get a link to you, and you can go and get a copy of the book. That way you get onto the list, you'll hear more about the different kind of things that I'm doing, as well as the book itself. If one of the first few pages of the book, I do talk about some of the, I think it's 10 or so of the most obvious, well, they're not obvious actually, not all obvious, but the most common issues that spiritual entrepreneurs or ambitious spiritual people might be facing that is causing you to create craziness in your potential business. And then I go on to very, very practical step-by-step business growth strategy. Okay? So anyway, comment the word biz to find out more about that. Let's carry on with what I'm talking about here. That was a bit of an aside. But as I started to talk, I thought it seemed to fit in right there. Okay, so as I say, I'm going to talk you through an advertising strategy that will help you get clients online if you use it. So it is for the determined. I think I've already established that. It is for people who have really, truly made the commitment to go all the way in, to make money, living in their purpose. Yeah, you've made that, you're determined. You have a message inside of you. You want to make a difference. And yes, you do want to make money whilst making that difference, okay? So you're probably some kind of coach, healer, course creator, alternative health therapist, what's it called? Therapist, Reiki, all of that kind of stuff. Service provider of some sort. Okay, this will definitely help you, so you're in the right place. So please be very present. Listen in to the stuff that I'm saying here, because the chances are you'll find something or you'll hear something that will support you. Okay? Okay, so if you're, be here. If you're here, be here. Let's get into talking about the strategy. I think I've already said this. You do need a strategy and you do need courage. I am Rosemary, Nonny, just in case you didn't know already. I'm a weird blend of African and English. I used to dabble at business myself, which is why I know exactly what it's like to have a hobby that is a business. And the truth of the matter is, even when I was taking business seriously, for a while it didn't look as if it was a hobby because I wasn't making that much money. And it took, getting support, finally getting support and getting someone else, which is why I say to you guys, if you've been trying something for a while and it's not working, get somebody else to look at it. Because it was the objective viewpoints, looking at what I was doing, that helped me see where I was making crazy errors, mostly because of internal stuff, not because I wasn't doing the work. Because I'm somebody that would be very consistent at doing the work. When this is my post-children phase. My pre-children phase, I was a different person altogether. I was working towards being a pharmacist. That was pre-children phase. I worked towards being a pharmacist, became the pharmacist, dabbled at business because pharmacy seemed more stable, more established. Whereas the idea of being in business, the idea of being a coach, oh my goodness, that just seemed like some kind of airy-fairy, who knows what kind of something that other people did, not me. I used to read all the self-development books, and when I hit bankruptcy and 3 years of depression and started giving birth to my 3 amazing daughters, in that 4-year period, I sold all personal development, all spiritual growth stuff, because there was a part of me that just thought, you know what, all the stuff they talk about in these books, it happens to everyone else. It does not happen to me. But it took me getting to that rock bottom to finally realize that, because I've been spiritual, I've been religious, whatever you want to call it, since I was, as long as I can remember, I've always longed to know the divine, longed to, I still remember saying to the divine, just tell me your secrets. I really want to understand more and more about what's going on with you. And yeah, since then I've learned a heck of a lot more about the spiritual side of things. But even though I was that girl, even though I would shout about having faith and believing for things and I didn't really. And some of y'all know what this is like, where you have a lot of words, you can encourage everybody else, you can shout about faith and meditate and all. But then when it comes to doing things such as living in your purpose and having faith that it will work out for you, you just don't have it. And that was definitely me. So I knew I was called to something more, but I didn't have the courage to go after it. That was pre-children. Once I hit rock bottom with bankruptcy and then having my daughters and that 4 years of depression, I kind of got to the end of that 4 years, realized that my life was in a bit of a mess, or a lot of a mess, even though I was very spiritual, even though I still felt close to the divine. But ultimately, the divine will never force you. Just like the divine did not force me to live in my purpose, the option was available to me always. Just like the option is always available to you. But whether you choose to do it or tell yourself, oh, it's not practical, oh, it's not possible, oh, it's not, that's your choice, just like it was mine. And it wasn't until I woke up and realized, well, I'm at the bottom anyway. So, as I'm at the bottom anyway, why not give myself the best opportunity, or why not use this opportunity to take a few pivoting steps in the direction of what I would actually like to do with my life. So while still a pharmacist and a home educated mother of 3 children, I started a business as well, basically. I started with property, with real estate, because that seemed practical again. So it was a bit of a sideways step, but at least was getting me a little bit closer to more of what I wanted to do, where nobody else was telling me how much I was worth. Yeah. And then as I made that a success, so within 18 months of blood, sweat, and tears, okay, because I was not trained to be in business, let's be clear about that. I was not, in fact, my mom laughed at me when I said I wanted to be in business, because it was not even slightly on anyone's mind that I could do business, okay? So all of y'all that think that it's, oh, you just don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I was you too, okay? I had vague ideas, like everybody else, you buy high, buy low, sell high, and all of this stuff. But the actual working it out, it was almost, and also because there's a mindset that goes with being a business owner that is very different from being an employee. So learning all of that stuff, it was a steep learning curve. This whole business journey has been a steep learning curve generally. Okay, so no doubt about that. However, I did make the decision that I was going to, and everything starts with a decision. I did make that decision. I decided, you know what? I'm going to stick with this thing until I make it work. Have you made that decision? Because before that, I was a dabbler. I used to dabble when things got difficult. Oh, well, maybe I'm not made for this. Maybe it's not God's timing. Maybe there's some other thing I'm supposed to wait for. Maybe I need to wait until I'm older, or when the children are this. Anyway, I didn't have much opportunity about the children, because thankfully the children were the reason that I got serious. Anyway, all of that, 18 months, multi-6 figures in the property, but it wasn't really the thing that I wanted to do. I have a tendency of imploding things when they're not what I want, really. So I didn't, I mean, we still have properties and such, but it's kind of investment more than main business. And I started transitioning into showing other people what I was doing in terms of building that business, and then started adding my spiritual principles in, and blah, 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 until we get to this place where I'm doing exactly what I'm called, born, meant, made to do. But it took some journey. And even as I was in the gym this evening, I was actually expressing gratitude for the journey, because there's lots of things that I've known for a while, but I didn't have the experience to teach it. So there was a little bit of an element of truth to the waiting until I had more experience. But I was thinking I had to wait until I was 52 or 72. Whereas actually the process of going through the experience of growing a business taught me the things so much faster than waiting until I was 72 and had life experience. And the same will happen for you. So if you're telling yourself you need to wait until you have more life experience and more this and more the other, start the journey, because you will get the life experience that you needed as a result of actually building your business. It will be the most personal growth. This is the highest level of personal growth seminar you can ever go to, is actually growing your own business, as well as having children, I have to say, as well as having children. Okay, so having children and bringing them up, those two things to me are that is personal growth for free. So if you really want to grow and expand, do those things. Anyway, carrying on. So that's a bit of my story there. And I did, as I said, 18 months I did start making multi-6 figures, and then started building my other business, and and here we are. And now, as part of the moving more into the things that I wanted to do with myself, I started sharing my actual message with the world, which is what some of y'all want to do. You have a message inside of you. You really want to share. You know you have things that can help other people, but you keep holding yourself back. Enough. I'm going to give you a strategy here that you can go away from this masterclass and actually use, but it does take that determination. As I said at the beginning, if you're just dabbling, don't bother, because you'll just throw your money down the toilet. But if you are that person who is committed, this isn't just a game for you. You are committed to growing your business to at least 6 figures. Because, okay, the only thing no one can assure you of is time. So there has to be an element inside of you that says, I don't care how long this freaking thing takes. I will not stop until it takes. If that's you, then the strategy I'm going to give you will work for you. Again, I don't know how long it will take to work for you, but I know it will work for you because it's worked for me. It's worked for clients. I know it works. It's up to you whether you will apply it. I hope you choose to. Okay? So, first and foremost, you have to decide who it is that you want to serve. Okay? In theory, that's simple enough, but I also know, having worked with lots of clients, that it's sometimes one of the hardest things anybody will ever do. But it's usually quite simple, except you start getting in your own way. Don't. Who do you want to serve? The chances are you can answer that immediately, unless you've decided to complicate it in your mind. Who do you want to serve, and what is the problem that you're solving for them? You need to be very clear on that. If you're going to use advertising, be very clear on this stuff, because you're going to, that is what is going to help, guide the advertising in the first place, right? So decide who you want to serve and the problem you solve for them. That's number one. Number two is, now that you know the problem that you're solving for someone, so imagine, I like to use the weight loss thing because it's just weight loss. So supposing you've decided that you want to help people lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks, or some other thing like that. But 10 pounds in 6 weeks, just because it's the one that came to my head right now. So you create some kind of mini information product. So whether it's an audio, keep it simple, audio, video, or PDF. So written, audio, or written or spoken and presented, basically. So one of those, how to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks for women over 45 or something. Okay. So very clear, very precise. The people that decide that they want it are people who want to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks, and are possibly over 45 if that's what you've added on there. So very simple, very straightforward. Get the kind of people you want in there. Give them good information in there. So it's not about just giving them some fluff and then wondering why nobody else ever wants to buy anything from you because they read your free stuff and it was a waste of their time. And so I'm not saying, and this doesn't need to take forever. I've created free giveaways that have great value in the space of an hour. I've created them over the maximum I've spent creating anything. I probably was the Get Paid to Transform Lives book, which again, you can get if you comment the word biz beneath this video. We'll get the link over to you so you can get that. That probably took me a day. So I sat in a coffee shop. My children were off on a play date. And I sat in a coffee shop and I wrote down this whole strategy and everything inside that book. Okay. And since then I've added little bits to it. But again, I wanted something that when people used it, even if they never worked with me, they would get incredible value from it and be able to actually use it. But for those who are ready to work with me, I wanted them to get a taster of what it is that I do. Okay, that's the same with you. When it comes to your mini information product or free giveaway or lead magnet, whatever you want to call it, make sure it has value. Okay, it may not go into grand detail about everything you would do with an actual client, because how can you anyway? But it can still give people the steps. Some people will go along and try and do it on their own. The chances are, if somebody has been trying to do something on their own for ages and hasn't worked, having another piece of information from you is not going to make it work, but it might make them aware of the fact that they need your help. Okay? Okay, so create some kind of mini information product that is very specific to the problem that you're solving for someone. Upload that somewhere. So I like to use Google Drive these days for everything because you can share it and you get a link out of Google Drive, and that link will go into the initial email that you're sending out to people once they've given you their email address, which is the next step, which is that you create some kind of landing page. It's a simple thing. You do not need a whole website for anything I'm talking about here. At some point, it'd be good to get a website, but you know what? At the beginning of your business, if you're not making 6 figures yet, you don't actually need a website. A social media presence is probably sufficient. Okay, most people are going to find you on social media, or going to look for you on social media to begin with. And cause it's like, I have a website. I don't know that many people have actually gone to see it ultimately, because most people are on my mailing list or my social media. Okay, there's a few people that go around the website, but for the most part, in terms of people signing up for things, they're usually on my mailing list. Or yeah, I'm basically on my mailing list. Okay, so that's why I like to get clients to get this whole landing page thing sorted. So this landing page I'm talking about is just one web page. Okay, in fact, you need 2 web pages, and you can use something called lead pages to do this. You can use Aweber to do this. I like to use lead pages because I can do the whole pixel thing. I'm not that technical, so if somebody is trying to offer me, like Aweber is offering me a landing page thing, so I could do all my stuff in Aweber. One, I don't like to have everything in the same place in case they go down, then suddenly my whole business has gone down, which is rubbish, basically. But then the other side of it is, if they do not make it really easy for me to use things like pixels, I don't use their stuff, okay? Because I am not technical. I need ease of use. So lead pages to me is quite easy to use. I can get the pixel of Facebook and put it into my lead pages page without knowing anything about technical, any craziness, okay? All I do is copy and paste, okay? And when the pixel is quite important when it comes to Facebook advertising, so that Facebook starts to get an idea of the kind of people that are interested in your stuff, so that your adverts actually start to get cheaper once they get an idea of the kind of people who are interested in what you have to offer as a result of the pixel which you put on this landing page. I explain all of this when people work with me and get paid to transform lives, the whole main program, the main mastermind thing that I do. But anyway, create a landing page for people to sign up for your giveaway. So how to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks for women over 45 or something like that. You have on that landing page, you would have an image of the audio, video, or text or PDF. So you can create that in Canva, some bullet points and a headline and a button, which again, Lead Pages provides for you. It's just a case of drag and drop. And you connect that to your customer relationship management system, such as for me, I use Aweber. I connect it to Aweber. So as soon as someone signs up on that web page, they are taken into Aweber. And then they will get that initial email from me saying, hey, click on this Google Drive link and you'll get access to the free thing that you signed up for. Okay? So that is the simple, well, actually there's one more step, because as I said, there are 2 landing pages you want. So the first one is for them to sign up for the free giveaway. As soon as they've signed up for the free giveaway, their email address goes into Aweber. In the meantime, they themselves are taken to a thank you page, which is more than just a thank you page. The thank you page is an invitation for people to come and speak with you. Especially if you're not making 5 to 10K already, then I would be getting on the phone with as many people as you can. Keep this very personal, very high touch, okay? So as in, get on the phone with as many people as possible. For one, it's good market research for you. But for 2, you're more likely to make sales if someone actually identifies you as a real human being, rather than just text on a screen somewhere or a dancing head on a screen somewhere. When you're actually communicating with people and speaking to them over the phone or Zoom, whatever, video calls or meeting is the one I like to use, then people start to see you as an actual human being rather than just a scam artist or something. Basically, it builds trust. Let's put it that way. Builds trust. Okay, so those are the 2 pages you need. Once you've got that set up, that is your funnel. Once you've got that set up, the next thing is to if you don't already have one, get a Facebook page and an ad account with Facebook, okay? Even if you're using Instagram, I believe you still need a Facebook page, even if you're just doing Instagram ads. I don't know, because I've never just done Instagram ads. And I've always had a Facebook page even before I had an Instagram account. So Facebook has always been my thing since 2014 with this particular page. In fact, before that, with my other page, which was Mom in Business, which the day I hit 10,000 people was the day I decided, I don't want to be known as Mom in Business anymore. And made the commitment to move and start again as Rosemary, Nonny, Night, but now we're 100 and something thousand. So I had to give up 10,000 to get 100 and something thousand. Sometimes you have to give up the good in order to get the great, right? Okay, but anyway, set up some kind of Facebook page and an ad account, okay? And start creating content for that page. So content will be based on the problem you're solving for people, of course. I would tell at this point, if you're just getting a Facebook page off the ground, what I do is do some kind of engagement advert to build that page to at least 100 people, on the page, okay? Once you've got to 100 people on that page from the same country, so advertise, you can advertise this. I wouldn't just try and do it organically, it'll take forever. So literally, once you've started your ad account, let your first advert be to put at least 100 people on your page from the same country, at least. Once you've done that, you can, now, the advert to get those 100 people on there needs to be an advert talking about losing 10 pounds in 6 weeks, so that you're attracting people who want to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks onto your page. Once you've got 100 people who are interested in weight loss, you can make a lookalike audience of those people in Facebook, the audience manager, which when you open your ad account, you'll see something there about audience manager. You can set up create a lookalike audience of people like the 100 people already on your page who have expressed interest in weight loss. Okay. Once you've got that lookalike audience sorted, okay, and it will do it if you have more than 100 people in the same country, then Facebook's system will create that lookalike audience for you. That becomes the audience that you advertise to, you advertise your free giveaway to. Okay? Now you're going to advertise your landing page, which connects to your Aweber. So rather than trying to carry on building your Facebook page, I must admit, a few years ago, I would have said build your Facebook page to 5,000. I don't say that anymore. I'm not sure how useful it is, frankly, anymore. It used to feel a bit more useful, but it doesn't feel as useful to me now. So if you haven't already got lots of numbers on your Facebook page, I'd just get that first 100 people, and then it'll start to build organically anyway. But once you got that first 100 people, create a lookalike audience. All of this stuff, either Facebook provides videos, or the lead pages, or Aweber provides videos teaching you exactly how to do this. Or, as I say, you can come and work with me. I do videos and everything. It's teaching you exactly how to do this, and I speak with you each week to see how your business is going and answer any questions and blah, blah, blah. So this stuff, the first time you do it is going to feel scary, which is why I said, make that decision originally that you are going to stick with it all the way through. But when you're learning something new, there's a steep learning curve. But once you've done it once or twice, you realize, actually, this is fairly straightforward. Because again, I'm not technical. So nothing I'm explaining to you here is that difficult. There's nothing. If you are listening to me right now, you have what it takes to do what I'm explaining to you. So don't get scared or whatever. Of course, you can also hire somebody else to do it all for you, basically. In fact, there's somebody in we sometimes do that for clients, where we just set up the whole funnel and everything for you. So it is possible for you to do that. I like to get people to learn how to do at least know how to do it. So when you're telling somebody else to do it, you know what it is that you're asking them to do. Okay, anyway, whatever your choice is, just set this stuff up. Yeah. Once it's set up and you have a bit of content on there, you build that lookalike audience, and then use that lookalike audience, as I said, as the target for your main advert to the landing page where they sign up for your how to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks for women over 45 free giveaway. Yeah. So now your advert is just to send people to that landing page. So your $5 to $10 a day is just to send people to that landing page, and then you check in conversions. So you're checking to see how many people actually sign up. So you'll put the pixel for this on the thank you page. So as soon as somebody hits the thank you page, Facebook will register that as a lead. And then it'll tell you also how much it's costing you per lead and all of that stuff. So you can start checking conversions, how many people are seeing the page, how many people are converting, blah, 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 blah. And you can test one ad against the other and see which one works best. Okay. And then get your leads for as low a cost as possible. Now, because I get my leads in for something like less than $1. I do hear people getting leads for about $10. And in some industries, they seem to think that's okay. I personally would be horrified if my leads were coming in at $10 a person. So I do try to test and tweak and test and tweak and test and tweak to get them as low as possible. The maximum I would like to be getting leads for is $2.50. And I've had that standard for quite a few years. And if anything, my leads have gotten cheaper and not more expensive. So people tell me that everything is more expensive, but my experience has been that leads are coming in at a lower cost. So you're going to have to test this in your industry and see how that goes. And you'll also have to ultimately check in, how much are you making once, somebody's come onto the mailing list? Are you able to convert them into making sales and all of that stuff? Okay, so that's really, because when it comes down to it, it doesn't actually matter how much the lead costs if you're making more in sales. Okay, now of course you want as big a difference as possible between what you're investing and what you're making, so that your profits are increased. Yeah. Okay, but these are all practical things that we all kind of know until we get emotional. Do your best not to get emotional about it all. If you've never done ads before, it can get really emotional, can't it? Oh my God, my money is going. Calm down and start seeing these things as a business owner. Okay, as a business owner. Okay, so once people sign up for your free giveaway, they get taken to that thank you page where they're asked if they would like to have a conversation with you. Some of them will say yes, some of them won't. Doesn't matter. They're now on your mailing list, so you can keep inviting them to have that conversation with you. Again, as I said, conversation is for market research, to help you hone your message better. Well, when I say hone your message, it's not changing your message. It's honing the way you say it to people so that they can hear what you're trying to offer them. Okay? And then some of them will come on the phone with you. And when you get people on the phone, you can ask them to actually buy your coaching package, your healing package, your course, whatever it is that you're putting out there. Okay? Now, yours, once they're on your mailing list as well, yours is to keep following up. Follow up with them immediately, follow up with them consistently. So make sure they get the thing that they signed up for, but then also be sending out emails on a regular basis. Personally, I'd say daily, okay? Daily send out emails, inviting them to have a conversation with you. But not just that. Some of the content you're putting in your social media, also put into email. So you're encouraging people, inspiring people, entertaining people, and also educating and inviting them to the next step with you. Okay? So follow up. Sometimes people really underestimate how much follow-up is required to get the sales that you want. And so then people get disappointed. And this is another reason why you want to work with somebody experienced, because you don't always have a true concept of how much you have to do to make a sale online. Most new entrepreneurs or even entrepreneurs that have been at it for a long time, one of the reasons why they've been at it for a long time without getting the sales that they want is that they misunderstand what the results are telling them. They get too emotional about what the results are telling them, and so they do things that don't actually support the growth of their business because they are responding in the wrong way to the results that they're getting in their business. Because you have no one to check, you think you're being reasonable and logical, but what you're doing is prolonging your agony. And I only can say this from experience, okay? So having someone who is experienced tell you, actually, this is a normal reaction. You just need to hold your ground, not keep jumping around and blah, 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 blah. That can make a huge difference to the results that you get. But then it's also partnering it with making sure that you're reaching more and more people every single day. Okay, if you're just reaching the same group of people every day, and you just keep doing that without, this is what happens sometimes when people don't want to do advertising or anything. You're just not reaching enough people, but you think that you are, and it just gets confusing. Ultimately, it is a numbers game. The more people you reach, the more likely you are to reach the people that you are called to serve. Okay? So the more people you reach, the more likely you are to serve more people, and the more people you serve, the more money you will make. You will get scared at times, particularly if you're trying to do this alone. You will be tempted to quit at times thinking that you're not made for this, and you wonder if you're failing. Just stop all of that nonsense and remain consistent. Once you know you have a business that is capable of making you 6 figures, if you don't know that, again, maybe you need help to really know. Once you know you have an offer that would be of interest to people, once you know this stuff, then usually the thing is to hold your ground and tweak things, but don't change everything every 3 seconds, basically. Because I used to do that. I used to do that all the time, so I know. Okay, so that is the simple strategy. I know I've explained it in 20 minutes or less, but it will take longer than 20 minutes for you to implement, like most things. But you can do it though. The question is, will you? Because we can talk about this stuff. You can hear me say this stuff over and over and over again. But until you're actually applying it, it means nothing. It will only work when you work it. The divine will not force you to create a life based on your purpose. The divine won't force you to do that. The divine has already given you the sign, as in the vision you carry inside of your heart. That is your permission to go create it. Will you? Because you can pray and affirm and do all the energy work in the world, but if you do not partner it with strategy, then you're not going to get the result that you want. But you can. You can. So would you like support doing all of this? Have you tried and failed in the past? Would it help for you to have an objective, experienced eye helping you do better? If so, my loves, then one, as I said already, get a copy of my book. If you get a copy of my book, which is Get Paid to Transform Lives, you get onto the mailing list. You'll start hearing from me about the other programs that I offer, which generally I don't advertise. So I was wondering today whether I should start doing it more on social media as well. But we'll see, because that would involve time. Whereas I like everybody to be on one central place, which is probably why I make more sales on my email list, is because that's where I ask for more sales. Okay, so, or I might start, whichever way, you can message me asking about actually working with me more intimately, or get a copy of the book. Read through the book, because the book actually goes step by step by step through exactly what you need to grow your business. If you can do that on your own, do it. If you know that you've been trying to do this on your own and you just seem to have blind spots, get on the list, okay? Get on the list. Well, you'll be on the list if you have the book. So make sure you read the emails that I'm sending out to you. I do send a lot, just so we're clear. Okay, I send a lot of emails because I have a lot to say, as well as I want to make sure that for everyone on my mailing list, you'll always have something in your inbox that will encourage you, that will inspire you, that will educate you, that will also invite you to the next thing, invite you to your next level, okay? Listen. You will claim money, I don't have money, or time, I don't have time, or I just don't know how to do it. And you'll even procrastinate forever on getting something out there because you're trying to make it so completely perfect. Do not give in to this nonsense. It's just fear, it's doubt. There's probably some other crazy things in there. Get support so that you're not continually chasing your tail and not getting anywhere near where you would like to be. Maybe you're worried, maybe you're not sure that the message inside of you is important enough for people to hear. Maybe you're not sure if you're capable because maybe you don't feel technical enough. I'm not that technical, my love. And if I could do this stuff, so can you. So can you. Maybe you're worried that there's so many people out there that are all saying the same thing as you. And there's also 8 billion people out there, a whole lot of whom have never heard what you think everybody in the world is talking about. That's because the joy of social media algorithms is that you are always surrounded by people who seem to be similar to you. So you start to think that everybody is similar to you. It's a lie. There are people outside of the coaching bubble, outside of the healing bubble, who know nothing about what we talk about all the time, that are waiting potentially to hear from you. So don't buy into that nonsense. Don't buy into this little box that social media has put you in and think that that's all of life. No, there are 8 billion people and there's a lot of suffering still in the world. So I assure you that a lot of those 8 billion people have not been touched by a coach or a healer or whatever. So why not you? In fact, take responsibility for ensuring people hear from you. Because there is no mistake about you being on this planet at this time. No mistake at all. There are people you are specifically called to serve who are waiting to hear from you. So get over the internal craziness that is tempting you to stay hidden, to pretend that what you have to say does not matter, because it does matter. It does matter. Again, there is no mistake about you being on this planet at this time. So get over the noise, the nonsense, and drama in your own mind telling you to hold back. This is why I have a program called Remove the Blocks that is exactly for this reason. Because too many ambitious spiritual people are held back from living in their true design, their life's purpose, because of the noise, the nonsense, and drama going on inside of them that they think is actually a result of the external reality. But actually, it's not. Or even if there are people or something trying to get in your way, when you remember that you are one with the divine, created in the image and likeness of the divine, that you are a powerful creator, then you'll start to realize, what the heck can stop you? When you have really decided, then the divine can get behind you. Then, you're not alone in this thing. So stop buying into the noise, the nonsense, the drama. This is your freaking life. The divine will not be offended because you are living your purpose boldly and getting paid for your gifts, your talents, your wisdom, your knowledge. You're allowed to make as much money as you are willing to claim. The choice is yours. So my invitation is to you to get a copy of the book, Get Paid to Transform Lives, by commenting or messaging me the word biz. Then we'll get the link to you so you can get a copy of the book. You can come onto my mailing list and you'll hear more about other things, but use the book. You can use the book alone to start growing your business. If you are committed to making 6 figures by this time next year, that I would suggest is your next step. Comment, message me the word biz. We will get the link to you. You can get a copy of the book. Okay then, my loves, that is me bringing this to a close. I'm about to go and start my call. It's been such a pleasure sharing this with you. Listen to it. If you just came in at the end, go back to the beginning, listen through, let me talk you through that strategy, start applying it, get the book. That will also go into a bit more detail around what we talked about today, or at least, even if not more detail, it will give you, it'll break it down even more for you. Okay, so you can actually use that strategy to grow your business. And yeah, you'll start hearing from me, and it'd be great to see you in one of my courses or whatever it is, if that's right for you. But for now, I really want to see more ambitious spiritual people out there in the world really shining their light, because the world needs us. 8 billion people, most of whom are not where they would like to be for whatever reason. You carry a message. You will feel so fulfilled when you're really living to your true design. And also, the people you get to serve, their life will improve as a result. This is a win for all. So wake up, get beyond the noise, the nonsense, and the drama. Make a decision. Start charging forward. Until the next time, share this video with somebody else. Comment biz beneath it to get a copy of the book. Much amazing love. Go forth and prosper. Bye.